So the ICC has read the Riot Act to Bangladesh. Bangladesh either opts out of World Cup, or will Bangladesh see reason? Joining me on India First is Major Mohammad Ashraful Zaman. He's a retired Bangladesh Army officer. Sir, welcome on the show. He's a security and policy analyst. Vikrant Gupta is senior managing editor and head of Sports Stuck. Nikhil Naz is consultant editor, Sports India Today. Also with me is Sushant Sareen. He stays on with us. Vikrant, what details do we have of the talks between ICC and Bangladesh Cricket Board? Was 4th of January when Bangladesh flagged security concerns ample time for the ICC, one, to consider their request, two, is there merit in their request?
Well, they did discuss a couple of times. In fact, they had a meeting on Saturday. The Bangladesh Cricket Board proposed swapping and switching the groups. They said, let's go to Sri Lanka and let Ireland come in this group and play in India. Obviously, this is an ICC tournament. It is not a घर का tournament. कि आज एक काम करते हैं युग स्पोर्ट्स की बजाय निश्चय क्रिकेट ग्राउंड में खेले. This is an ICC tournament, and mind you, with all due consideration, this is Bangladesh. They are a full member of the ICC board, but I don't think they can blackmail the ICC. Now, the ICC is also made up of different cricket boards. Bangladesh is a party to that. Pakistan is a party to that. India has just one vote. But if you, every second tournament, if the ICC is forced to listen to some team or the other, you will never have any ICC tournaments. So the ICC, I don't know if it's an official line. The Bangladesh Cricket Board has just denied the story which says that.
So let me just bring in Major Ashraful Zaman on this, sir. What's the thinking in Bangladesh now? Why does Bangladesh not want to play in India and play its matches in Sri Lanka? Is it more politics than actual security concerns?
I think, thank you very much for taking me on board. The main issue is, you see, the way Mustafizur Rahman was sent back, and his security was not ensured properly, and that is the backdrop of sending him back. The issue is, if one player cannot be, his security cannot be ensured, how the security of 25 players and other officials plus spectators will be ensured. I would appreciate to think from Bangladesh perspective, it is not the politics. Rather, I would say that it is a genuine concern. Okay. And there is a sort of feelings here that a sort of big brotherly attitude from your side. And all these together have not gone down well. And the government will make the final decision on 21st. So we have some time, but they have taken.
So let me bring in Sushant Sareen before I bring in Nikhil on this. Nikhil, Sushant, would you agree? One, big brotherly attitude of India. Two, if India cannot ensure security of one player, how will it ensure security of a 25-member team plus support staff plus fans who come to India?
Yeah, look, that one player was not coming for the T20 tournament. He was coming for the IPL, and that would be held all over. And it was not a matter of security so much. It was a matter of there is a certain amount of anger in India over how the minorities have been treated in Bangladesh, and then a bunch of people raised a lot of noise about why this character was taken in the team, and the team kind of buckled under and they let him go. Now that was a private team which was there was pressure put on it. They let the guy go. Now to conflate from that there is some grave security danger to the Bangladesh team, that is standard. That is the kind of logic that the Pakistanis use. I don't know if Bangladesh is now becoming East Pakistan once again, but it is entirely disingenuous. And the reason, look, I understand if the Bangladesh board has some security concerns and it seeks to know whether what the security situation will be like and whether security guarantees can be given. Completely understandable. And I'm sure both the Indian side as well as the ICC would ensure the safety of the Bangladeshi cricket team. So for
So let me
them
bring
to
in Nikhil for a moment. Nikhil, is there a middle path on this? ICC has said no to both. We are told no change of venue, no change of group.
Gaurav, I mean, is there a middle path? Sure, there is a middle path. We've seen it being applied to two countries where you have had a hybrid model. But the question is, can a middle path be possible at the moment? And I don't think so. What you're witnessing right now, Gaurav, I must say, is going to be an unprecedented situation, something that you've never encountered in cricket. You are heading towards a logjam. Looking at the stance that Bangladesh is taking at the moment doesn't, because it's not up to the Bangladesh Cricket Board. Had it been up to them, we were looking at a different scenario, because the government is involved. And now that you've heard from the ICC as well, they don't want to make an exception. They are not going to, because also I understand from ICC's point of view, this is the 11th hour. They can't make those logistical changes. What you're actually looking at the moment, as I say, is just the tip of the iceberg. You might just be stumbling upon the biggest cricket story that there is in a decade, because as I see it, you are heading towards a direct clash, which could actually result in a direct split in the world of cricket. That split may be uneven, whereas you might have India with more countries towards India and taking India's side. However, that split is emerging, because if both parties don't move, and that does seem like the situation, and you reach a situation where Bangladesh are actually, for a lack of a better word, chucked out of the tournament, you have a scenario, there's a threat from Pakistan, you're well aware of that, and they're waiting for an opportunity. I mean, if I was to use a Hindi word, it is, quite often used in Bollywood films, chance pe dance. That's what they're waiting for. But if that was to happen, I agree it'll be lopsided.
Vikrant
But if
wants
that
to
is
come
to
in
be
on that.
happened, it's going to be a serious issue.
Okay,
There's
Vikrant, can this actually be a case that Bangladesh is chucked out as, if we were to use that parlance for not agreeing, and Pakistan may say, hum bhi nahi khelenge.
Pakistan, again, to continue from where Nikhil left, Begani Shadi Mein Abdullah Diwana is also another movie that fits the situation well for Pakistan Cricket Board. I don't think, Gaurav, the word chucked out can be used for Bangladesh.
Okay.
See, the cricketing ecosystem in Bangladesh wants to play. They want to play cricket. They also know that without the BCCI or India, their cricket will be finished. Ever since they made their international debut, when they got the test status, Indian Cricket Board was the one who was guiding them. The Asian Cricket Council, the BCCI, so everything was going well for them. It's just that the interim government in Bangladesh is opposed to India. Now, that is going to be a reflection in the cricket board, because again, the cricket board will have to go to the government. The government will say, okay, don't go to the World Cup. The ICC will then turn around and say, listen, aapki dikkat to BCCI ke saath hai. Why is it that you're trying to put the ICC in a spot of bother?
Let me bring in Major Ashraful Zaman once again onto this, because is this more about politics, Major Saab? Bangladesh is scheduled to play 4 matches. Kolkata and Mumbai, including the opening game. Opening game is India-Bangladesh on the 7th of February. Now, has the Bangladesh Cricket Board cited any specific threat assessment in either Kolkata or in Mumbai? Or is it, more based out of the broader diplomatic tensions with India and, of course, elections round the corner in Bangladesh? So, anti-India hoke, chance pe dance kar rahe Bangladesh ka interim administration.
Thank you very much. I have a humble request to the other fellows. I think the rhetorics they used, that's not very complimentary. Definitely, the government, either it is interim government or routine or say normal government, they take decision based on the situation between the countries as well as the country context. Now, you cannot look down a country. I'm very sorry. Some of the gentlemen, he said Pakistan, Purva Pakistan or East Pakistan. These are not very complimentary words. Why should you have difference of opinion? You have a different viewpoint. That's fine. But let's not switch to derogatory remarks. We are discussing cricket issue. And
No, so
cricket
tell me
is
this, Major Saab, tell me this. Is Bangladesh happy to sit out the World Cup? Will it, if I may, will it be cutting its nose to spite its face?
whether it is cutting nose or is cutting something else, that is not the issue. The issue is, you see how the cricket has been linked to the politics. Please be kind to consider the minority issues the one gentleman brought out. This is very unfortunate. I have Hindu friends. We have
Yes, your
Hindus
friends are
around.
being killed every other day in Bangladesh, sir. Every
Oh,
other day.
sorry. I wish your statement would have been true. That is not the fact. You see, be kind to consider one thing, that whatever the issue that had with those people with the Awami League government or the followers, but rest things are okay.
No, they're not okay, sir. Sir, we've survived through genocide in our own country in Kashmir in 1990. Sadly, exactly on this day, 19th of January 1990, Hindus were thrown out of Kashmir. We've lived through it, sir. So don't make us live through it once again, Sushant Sareen. We are living through it in our neighborhood once again. And then there are genocide. I mean, no, I look at not genocide, but the mass killings that are taking place every other day. When they're saying, nahi, nahi, ye to Awami League ke supporter hai. Sir, Awami League ke bhi supporter honge. It does that justify killing them? But Sushant Sareen.
And nothing is enough. Nothing is enough to kill or take away any life. No circumstance is enough to justify any such thing. Be assured.
And
there
yet
will
look at
be-
how you justify it, sir. So they are Awami League supporters. So you'll kill them. No, but let me get
please,
Sushant Sareen. Let me get Sushant Sareen since I have limited time on this part of the show. Sushant Sareen, you wanted to come in.
Gaurav, this is exactly what is so galling about, how the Bangladeshis are trying to brush aside the pogroms against the Hindus by saying, oh, these are people who are supporting the Awami League. So, okay, this is fair enough. This is not anti-Hindu. Why? How many of the Muslims have you targeted because they were supporting some other party? Is this the kind of democracy you have? Is this the kind of democracy you want to bring? This is under a Nobel Peace Laureate. Is this what you're trying? And you are pointing fingers at me that why are you calling us East Pakistan? Well, you are behaving like East Pakistan. This is what happened in East Pakistan. This is how minorities were treated in East Pakistan. In Bangladesh, from 25% of the population, you've reduced the population of Hindus to 7%, and you are still in denial that you have friends
So
who are
let me bring in Vikrant once again. Vikrant, if Bangladesh refuse to travel to India, it will be replaced by Scotland. Would it mark the first time that Bangladesh is not part of T20 World Cup? It's out of it without playing it. And what would it mean for Bangladesh cricket, Vikrant?
It will be difficult for them to survive. They will get the money. See, what happens is there is a minor little note which says that on the advice of the government of Bangladesh, they will pull out. And I think they will get their money. They will get their money. But what can happen thereafter is their relations with the BCCI will be very, very bad. India will not go to Bangladesh. Bangladesh will not play with India. So their revenues will get it. See, like we'd seen last week, the cricketers in Bangladesh actually revolted against their board. They revolted against their board. And it's just that the Bangladesh Cricket Board knows that the best friend or the most reliable partner that they've ever had was India.
Yes.
But again, I don't know what's the situation there with the interim government.
Nikhil, before I bring in Major Ashraful Zaman once again, then it means in case Pakistan also were to back out, hypothetically speaking, as Pakistani media, at least some in the Pakistani media are reporting this, then it will be, bilateral cricket would only be Pakistan versus Bangladesh and some countries that may choose to play with them bilaterally?
I mean, that would actually, bilateral engagements then, Gaurav, would depend on each country. I don't think like countries like South Africa, England, Australia would want to get involved in bilateral relations with, or spoiling bilateral relations with either one of those countries, whether it's India, Pakistan, or Bangladesh. I don't think. But this could have repercussions into ICC tournaments going forward. What are the long-term impacts that you're going to have? Firstly, you have to look at it from ICC's point of view. We're talking about India versus Bangladesh. You got to remember, ICC is a third party. Yes. ICC may be represented by a few Indian faces there. It still remains a neutral third party, and they have to safeguard their interest, which is to ensure all teams participate at all time. They cannot afford a situation where one team is, asked to step out of the tournament, replaced, or another team threatening that we'll also pull out, because that will be to the detriment of long-term success of cricket. Cricket, remember, is anywhere a very small community. You have limited, permanent members. Bangladesh, Pakistan, India are all that. So you have to see a long-term outlook as well. And I think ICC is going to be looking at that. But for the moment, it does seem like that both parties have dug their heels in and no common ground can really be found at this moment.
So, Major Zaman,
Yes, sir.
ultimately, do you think Bangladesh would want to play now that ICC is making it very clear its options are play or Scotland replaces you?
Decision is about 2 days away, that is on 21st. So I won't make any speculative remark on that. I would only hope that this situation comes down, and cricket is a game of the gentleman, so it should continue. And backing out from any tournament is not a good thing for the ICC as well as for us and for other countries. You see, it also hurts India as well, its reputation as well. So
Now, India's reputation as a cricketing giant, last 30 seconds, Vikrant, is very well protected. But one message that India also perhaps would want to send out, that nobody should think that they can push India around, Vikrant.
I am a little surprised though, Gaurav, that the BCCI secretary, Mr. Devajit Saikia, the other day said that we've not been kept in the loop. I am actually a little shocked. I won't say surprised, I'm shocked that the BCCI is just sitting like that and just hoping and praying for Jai Shah, who now is the ICC chief,
Yes.
to take the decision.
Fair enough, and we'll be
Ultimately, if the ICC were to ask
Yes.
about the security in Kolkata, will they ask the BCCI and the Indian government, or will they take a unilateral decision on their own? They won't.
Okay,
So that's
we'll
the
track
problem.
that story very closely. I want to thank all my guests for joining me from India and from Bangladesh. Gentlemen, many thanks for joining me.